Today I'm going to teach you about a service I created called Prefixr. Now in the first lesson I taught you about the need to use the various prefixized versions of some of the new CSS3 properties. And we discussed that the reason why we have to do this is because the browser vendors were experimenting with these properties before they made them official, and we should be thankful that they did this. But now we're at a point where if we want to support as many users and as many browsers as possible, we want to provide support for not only the official syntax, but also those vendor versions so that Box Shadow will work in even older versions of Firefox or older versions of Chrome that do not support this new syntax. So if you're working along, point your browser to prefixr.com, Prefixr. And what will come here is simply a big text area, but we can insert our style sheets. So you could either take your entire style sheet and paste it in, or you could even type a single property like Box Shadow. And once you click Prefixize, it'll create all of the necessary versions. So let's do that now. I'm going to copy this entire style right here for Box. Paste it in, and now we have some options here. We can compress our code if we want, and we can also choose to exclude certain vendors. But for now, we'll keep everything, click Prefixize, and I want you to take note of Box Shadow right here. Click Prefixize, and now it will create all of the vendor prefixes for us. And this is nice because this way, you don't have to remember whether Box Shadow needs a WebKit version or a Mozilla version or an Opera version. Prefixr will remember that for you. And at this point, we can copy this, bring it back in, paste it in, and we can clean this up a little bit if we want. But now it's been done automatically for us. And what's especially nice is you can do this for your entire style sheets. So for example, if I also had a border radius of 5 pixels, Prefixize, it'll take care of that for us as well. So what this means is you can write your style sheets using the official syntax, and then when you're finished, you can simply run it through Prefixr. It will update your style sheet accordingly. Now, if you don't want to manually go to Prefixr, there's also APIs for a bunch of editors. So you can see here, there's TextMate, Sublime Text, Espresso. Most of the top editors will be supported here. So now, for example, I'm using Sublime Text. We can use this extension created by Will Bond. All we have to do once that plugin is installed is select our style sheet and trigger it, and in my case it's Control-Option-P. That will run it through the Prefixr service and automatically update our style sheet. So I highly recommend you use Prefixr. It's a great way to provide support for all of the vendor prefixes without having to memorize every single one.